You know, it probably would have been good if I had, like, done all of this stuff beforehand. But too bad, you know? Sugma. How the heck do I get rid of this damn thing? Oh, well, yeah, there goes me. Anyways. Silence community guidelines. I don't care about you. Whatever. So, basically, Isaac and his mother lived alone on a small house on a hill. And I play without audio because I'm very fun and cool. That should be good enough, right? So, a lot of times I like listen to streams while I'm playing this. And I actually I have a whole HUD set up. Shoot. A whole like HUD set up. Because I used to do Twitch streaming. I don't do much of that anymore. Really nice if it worked out, but I guess it's not going to. That's alright. I'll just put the banner up for fun, and then not actually, well, assuming of course I still have the banner. Wouldn't that be cool? I might not. I do, alright, cool. Here we are. Fun! See, look at how fun and cool it is, yeah? That's not, it is visible. So, I'm not one really to be showing my face on stream. I have before. And, you know, it's kind of one of those why not kinds of things, I guess. But, I'd just rather not at this point. For one, I would have to configure my camera, and I don't want to do that! But, we did it, guys! I got all the way to 101 subscribers. And for that, I'm going to play Apolyon, which I spelled wrong in the description, until I've beaten Mother. And hopefully this doesn't take until 4 PM, because I typically only really stream for about an hour, but, you know, Sugma. And, of course, it's going to be very laggy and all that, because why not? Yes! Trash Cow! So I have a couple mods on, too! Trash Cow is one of them. I have basically everything... God, Trash Cow is actually overpowered. But, basically... I have like 5 mods relating to the whole Edmund McMillan little fucker meme, and then I have a couple that are fun nerfs, which are probably bad, and hopefully they don't show their face, because then I'll feel kind of bad for using them. But I guess that's what Void is for, yeah. If I get any really good items, I'll void them. Just to make this even more interesting. There are holes? I feel like that's not supposed to look like that. And that I maybe... something very wrong is going on. Possibly. Maybe. But, yeah, hey! Cool specialized episode, yeah? Now I finally have something to say when I have nothing to say. If I come to a point where I run out of things to say, of course, like always, I can of course instead say thank you all for 101 subscribers. Let's shoot for 1,001 by the end of April. In what, 10 days? 9 days? Yeah? I know we can do it. We made it this far, and it only took... When did like 5 years? I think technically 7. It's been a long time since I technically started the channel. Oh, geez, what is going on? I don't know what kind of visual stuff, or what the cause for a lot of this visual stuff is. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey! There he is. Everybody's favorite a Joseph Gallagher. Why do you watch these videos? But yeah, thanks, pal. My most loyal viewer, Joseph. Everybody's fan. Again, it's not like I've like cyberstalked this guy. I have no idea. All I know is that he's older than I am, I'm assuming. So about the whole Dust Force thing, right? I had actually considered playing Dust Force on the channel, and then I booted up Dust Force like a week ago and remembered how bad I am at it. So I don't know if that would make for very good content, personally. And I mean, next to the freaking leaderboard replays that I've seen where people are zooming around the 1-1 tutorial level, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, you know? Yeah, I am very grateful to Cave Story. Cave Story is a real blessing to me. I'm glad that I play older games. Then again, I don't like what else is there to play. I've considered playing something Souls-like just for the sake of for one, the massive amount of content, and for two, the massive amount of entertainment possibly gained by people watching me scream my head off, because I would absolutely do that. Blood of the Martyr! Heck yeah. But at the same time, I don't have enough privacy in my life to do that consistently. God. Then again, I used to play Castle Crashers, and I would get mad as hell at that game too, so... who knows? At current, I have enough things running to... Well, I say that. So I have enough things running to last me a little while. Yeah, until whatever I'm playing on Wednesdays finally teeters out. Yeah, Yoku. Maybe Dark Souls. I'd have to buy Dark Souls to play Dark Souls. And then I might want to play Dark Souls before trying to play it on the channel. But I figure I'm just honestly not sure about games that are like known for being difficult. At the same time, at least if a game is known for being difficult, I have solace that it's made that way. Because, like, God, if I were to play Getting Over It, I think I could at least just kind of deal with the fact that I suck, or the game sucks, because I can say, well, the game sucks, you know, it was made that way. But if I'm, this was kind of my problem with Celeste, in that, it's a really well made, except for, like, a couple of things that are sprinkled in, and it's those things that, like, would screw me over more often than others, and that would become like an obsession, basically, where I can't do this because there's the bumpers in it, and I'm not even sure how to really get over that within the span of a proper episode, you know? So I'll maybe stick with games of moderate difficulty. You're looking at a fella that grew up playing Kirby games and perfectly content with the ease. Though honestly, it's kind of funny. I was playing the Forgotten Land not too long ago, and it really amazes me how comfortable the Kirby developers are in immediately ramping up difficulty to a level far beyond what was present before. And I mean that specifically in reference to like true final bosses. It's kind of a staple in the Kirby games at this point, but the freaking Forgotten Land, it was really just, it wasn't that bad, but at least with God, Star Allies had the same kind of deal, but Star Allies also had the stone ability. And that was my cop-out for the game, is that, well, if you're stoned, then you can't get hit, so I will just wait until the enemy is vulnerable, and then beat the crap out of them. And then hide in a pile of rocks at any other point. Greatest playstyle imaginable, basically. I have no idea why the blue is there, but it is actually the exact same kind of electric blue, shows as the kind of channel color. I say that even though I haven't really done any kind of official branding. You see, it's good actually. Streaming makes me better at the game, not because I'm have like an audience to you know, provide enjoyment to, but because streaming makes the game lag and I have more time to react to what's going on. Because my computer isn't the greatest. I keep forgetting I'm blind. Let's see it. Oh, okay, that's not bad. I do like Magic 8 Ball. I do appreciate Magic 8 Ball. Then. And this is only down 4-1, so... Die spiders. I hate spiders in this game. Everybody hates the spiders in this game. If you like spiders in Isaac, you should go see someone about that. Probably. But, God, I really can't finish a single thought. My whole problem with something like Dark Souls is that for one, I have games that I've paid for and haven't played yet. Yeah, this is like The Binding of Isaac. A little bit. It's kind of amazing, really. Like, they really ripped off The Binding of Isaac here. I'm not gonna say anything about that. But God, one of the whole things with Dark Souls is that well, I guess I just don't know what to expect, really. I'd imagine it couldn't be too terribly bad, but at the same time, it's again where like the difficulty of the game precedes any kind of other aspect of it. It's like, yeah, Dark Souls is famously difficult, but if I hadn't seen any Dark Souls, I wouldn't even know what kind of game it was, just because all I know about it is that it's difficult. So I'd imagine it's something like, if I were to refer to it in terms of games that I have played, basically 3D Hollow Knight, which is the worst analogy because it's likely very little like Hollow Knight in actuality, if only because of the added dimension. That was one of my gripes about Hollow Knight, is that there would be times where you would have kind of bullet hell bosses, but you can't really effectively evade bullet hell when you only really have, let's say, like 1.5 dimensions of freedom. Hollow Knight, in terms of like you can move freely, linearly, left and right, and then you have a jump. Doesn't work. Yeah, I'd imagine that, because I'd honestly say the only thing that I would consider to be truly inappropriate for this channel would be games where I have to grind it all, because I definitely wouldn't cut any of it out, or I maybe just wouldn't know. Or maybe like card games. I've tried to keep away from games that are basically visual novels, just because they're not variable, but then there's also roguelikes like this one where... Why did I even pick this up? You're not... I don't know, it's too variable, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Where... What the hell am I saying? Okay, there are monsters in this room. Yeah, that was one of my concerns when I picked up the frickin' doorstop, because I knew I was going to walk into a room like this one where I can't see anything that's trying to hurt me, and I don't know anything's trying to hurt me. And hey, look, things trying to hurt me. Who could have seen that coming? But, Yeah, I'd imagine it's Ace of Clubs. Oh, you know what? I like the Empress, but I also like killing spiders and turning them into bombs, so whatever. I'll do that in a big room. Onward! Into a large room where I can turn everything into a bomb. Ka-chow. See? Really, a lot of bang for my buck there. But yeah, I can't imagine the kinds of things I consider end up being things you can be episodic. At the same time, I say like, oh, don't do visual novel type games, but I'm playing Deponia, so anything I can get for free on the Epic Games Store is a plus and a win, and definite I will eventually play. Maybe. At the same time, I'm putting off the Arkham Knight trilogy for as long as possible. Maybe not as long as possible, but pretty dang long. I do not want pause. Pause bad. Sheesh. Let's see here. Undefined! Undefined is not bad. Do I want to... I mean, if I pick up Undefined right now, I'm really going into randomizer territory, because I already have Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh, whatever. Bob's Rotten Head. Use for it in here, but okay. I'm sure glad I had Bob's Rotten Head for a full second there. Oh yeah. It's like, what do am I saving this one heart for anything? Yes, actually. Wooden spoon. Not bad. I will take the speed up and I will also take the damage up. Thank you, Trash Cow. Everybody's favorite quality 2 item from a mod. I don't know for sure because I don't have that many mods that have items. I got the Arachne mod, but I haven't played through it enough to get all the items. Yeah, I would hope Arkham Knight's good. It's a Batman game. I want to say my brother had it on Xbox, like, it might have been PS3. My grandfather had a PS3 at his house just for us to play with when we were there, if we weren't like hanging out with him while we were at his house, because that's, I guess, something that probably happened more often than we would have liked to admit in terms of visiting grandparents. But that honestly, the Arkham Knight games would be the kind of thing that my grandfather would have gotten for us to play because my mom didn't want him to. Like, my brother was playing Skyrim when he was 12 just because my grandfather didn't really care and he wanted to play Skyrim, so my grandfather was like, okay, I'll buy you Skyrim, just like, let's not tell your mother about this. God, my mom and her dad, they had a lot of trouble with each other in terms of who's raising us, I guess. Not really, but God, it was kind of funny actually talking about it. I don't know whether or not my grandfather was like a combining force or opposing force in terms of my parents' marriage, because on one hand, my grandfather was the kind of guy that would not, for the life of anyone, listen to what my mother would say regarding like anything. And again, this is my mom's dad, and he was a fun guy, but I don't know. I'm not going to be the one to talk about how my mom grew up, so no one's going to talk about it on this channel in terms of. So there's that, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like my dad had a kind of malice for my grandfather that you just... I don't know. Fathers are kind of a weird thing where, like, if someone were to say something that was, like, moderately true but disrespectful about my father, I'd maybe be forced to admit that, such a thing, but I wouldn't have a good opinion of this person. This is probably like the least controversial thing I will ever say. Yeah, if someone says something mean but true about my dad, I'll be like, yeah, that's true, but it's mean. Anyways, oh, you know what? I should have waited on 9 volt. Do I have anything in the treasure room? No, I don't. Well, that's alright then. 9 volt can be down when I go into the next room. I guess the next floor. Oh, that is not a pathway. And I've been hit. I'm hit! I'm dead. You can see how good I am at gaming. This is why everybody watches the Poe Plays YouTube channel. Everybody. Every single person. That's why I have 101 subscribers, thank you. And what, 8.5 billion views per video? Every single person. I'm like Morbius. If Morbius was a YouTube channel, I have the greatest content. Everybody loves it. Sold 1 trillion tickets. I never watched the film. I can kind of imagine why it would be bad though, so I'm not even really all that intrigued in terms of like figuring out if it's the kind of like funny bad kind of movie. Honestly though, I feel like comedy gets into why... Do I have an empty heart container? No, I don't. Comedy kind of gets into the whole problem with modern Marvel. Like, Marvel movies were really good in kind of the middle area where they introduce comedic aspects where it's appropriate. Like the whole opening of... God, I want to say it's Age of Ultron where they're like rushing a compound in the opening, right? And then there's 0 dialogue until Iron Man tries to blow something up and he's deflected and he goes, "Ah, shit!" And Captain goes, "Language." That's like the funniest, most serious opening. I guess the funniest opening to what should be a really serious scene, but it makes sense, you know. And I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like leaning too hard into oh it makes sense kind of thing, because a lot of things can make sense. I don't know. People are picky about comedy. I guess I don't even know if I have a negative example though. I just kind of feel like they've leaned into making it a comedy movie, or making it making the MCU comedic sometimes. Though, yeah, I don't know if that's really I don't know if I can really dig on that truly. This is probably already blowed up. I have bombs, I don't care. I'm back in basement 1, I really don't care. I would rather... Oh boy, this is why I hate spiders in this game. Everybody hates spiders in this game, but I hate them more than most. I really hate spiders in this game. Yes, sirree. Spiders and Isaac. Spiders can suck my sack. About that, huh? No, I gotta say probably the only... Never mind. I don't even know what I was going to say there. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, honestly, I can agree with the Spider-Man going downhill. It's good, but they're trying to have it both ways, where they already kind of did the whole Avenger Spider-Man thing, and now they're trying to go back to having like nerdy local Spider-Man. and I don't really like that decision. I guess I get it in terms of longevity, because if Spider-Man's too tied to being in a group, you can't just have like solo Spider-Man. Same time, they made 3 movies, and that was after he was in Avengers. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it much, and it's kind of No Way Home had the same kind of deal that I feel like people had with like Star Wars Episode 8, where you sit there for 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and it's kind of enjoyable in the moment, but then you leave the theater and you're like, wow, I just watched a movie where nothing happened. Yeah, I'm not sure about the delays, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably really, really bad. It might, and honestly, it might be a... Yeah, it's absolutely a delay in terms of, oh boy. It's probably, yeah, it is a massive delay on the side of the upload. I feel bad for that. I just now paused the game. Okay, so the amount of time that I'm paused is the amount of time that it was delayed. Isn't that fun? But yeah, Far From Home, great concept. I really liked it in terms of, I don't know if living far away is even a problem here. I don't know. Maybe. God. This Gallagher guy is ruining the latency for all of us. All 2 of my viewers, including myself. But yeah, that was kind of my whole deal with Far From Home, where it's real cool and nice and all to have all of these references and such, and just these kind of like now powerhouses of cinema on screen together. Like, that's cool and all, and I feel like this is almost something that's exclusive to Spider-Man. Like, not too many other characters can get away with this type of thing, because anytime something like this is done in relation to Spider-Man, it's like multiverse stuff, and you can appreciate in terms of like, oh, with this comes the Spider-Verse. Oh, we get Spider-Verse MCU. That's really cool, and it really is. But also, we're probably not actually going to get Spider-Verse MCU, and I mean, we already kind of have like animated feature film Spider-Verse. I'm perfectly content with Miles Morales. And I think most people are now. Like, people didn't. It's kind of hard to remember. Well, it's not a memory for me, because I probably wasn't even alive the first time they introduced like Miles Morales. Well, I don't know, actually. I guess that would be easy to look up. Hey. But it's one of those things where people kind of look at replacement characters. I only really have so many examples of this, but like Riri Williams, I never read the run, but apparently there was a run of this is Downpour 1, so it doesn't matter. There was a run of Iron Man where he like dies or something. He doesn't really die, but everybody thinks he dies. Kind of like I think this is like pre-Blackest Night Batman, which is the weirdest and most obscure reference I can make, because I'm sure there are many times that Batman has died, or at least they think he died. But they did the whole kind of like diversity replacement of Iron Man, and I guess just in general replacement of Iron Man. Honestly, like, they could come out with an Iron Man that's the exact same, but they renamed him Ben or something. think people would like it all that much. Well, where's the Tony Stark Iron Man, you know? It doesn't take all that much change of a character that has a lot of like long-standing stuff to upset people. And honestly, like the origins of Iron Man in terms of how he was created is really interesting, because like Stan Lee talks about Iron Man in terms of this was like the 70s, probably even earlier than that, and he just said, well, nobody really likes like war or big companies or anything, so you know what, let's just make a character that's this big company CEO that profits off of war, and then we'll just shove him in their faces so much that they have to like him. And hey, I guess it worked out, but it's kind of, I guess, it's really funny to me just that it actually did work out. Because now you end up with kind of the, I guess, the complete opposite, where you have these characters that they really want people to like, and it's almost that want for people to like them that makes them unlikable characters. Though again, I guess I'm not really so involved in movies and comics that this is something I have the most personal interaction with. A lot of, say, the matter comes more from other people than myself. Though it isn't as if this escapes me. Golden enemy, golden turd, I will kill you. Dang it. Okay. Yeah. It probably comes from the universes themselves. It's honestly amazing that the MCU has lasted as long as it has, but I guess that might even just be because it wasn't the MCU until I didn't need to do that. It wasn't the MCU until like a pretty dang large number of the movies had already come out. I'd say, God, well, actually, I don't know, because I want to say the first Avenger, Captain America, was kind of the first movie that had MCU type stuff. Maybe it might have been Iron Man, actually. Whenever they introduced Nick Fury would have been the start of doing all of the crossover stuff, but I'd say that the MCU was kind of like, I guess, what first and best dressed in terms of cinematic universes. And so other people would try things like they wanted to do the whole monster universe with the Mummy, and they were gonna remake all of these classic movie monsters, Dracula, all that, and then the Mummy flops, and they're like, well, okay, never mind, let's just act like this never happened. Whoa! I never get Cricket's head. I should stream more often. This is luck. That's like it's like 5 more damage. Honestly, like, I think being at college in general has just kind of made my interest in movies go down, because I have yeah. It's less my interest in movies has gone down, and more my interest in going out and spending money has gone down. Because as much as I like movies, and honestly, there's my college does this thing where they'll like play a movie every like Wednesday, and they'll change it up every couple of weeks or something like that. And there are a couple that I'd consider going to, but I really gotta force myself to actually go out and do things like that. Like, just I really should get out more. This is something I've been telling myself for a very long time. I just don't. But I'd say like Ghostbusters Afterlife was one I was kind of looking forward to seeing just because it was interesting and it wasn't really a reboot. And then, God, I don't know if there's really much else other than that. I'm not really too keyed in on which new movies are coming out. And, I mean, if anything does interest me in terms of like what's made by Disney, I've got Disney Plus. So I guess that's another thing. A lot of what got me to watch some of the maybe lesser known or lesser liked movies. Like I don't think I would go. I don't think I would sit down and watch Shang-Chi because it just doesn't really interest me, and there are other things I can be doing. But maybe if I had like gone to watch it in theaters, I would see it. You know? But even to an extent, like even good movies, I kind of has that effect. Yeah, I get that. I think it's, for me, it's less that being alone is addicting and more that it's like it's ooh hoo hoo burst immunity. It's hard to get out of, I guess, because it's pretty dang easy to just sit in a chair all day. At least from my perspective. Of course, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world. I would kind of rather be sitting at a desk. I'm currently sitting on a beanbag chair with one of those big armrest things sat on top of it because the beanbag chair isn't very firm. And, let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I have flight. I don't have to move. And I just have my computer sitting on top of like a lap desk in front of me. So I gotta say, out of anything else, this is like the most persuasion to not be sitting at my computer as I've ever had, because it's legitimately physically uncomfortable. Ergonomic desk design has been the worst thing for humanity ever because it makes doing work at a desk comfortable. But just like I can actually sit at a desk and work all day if I have to. I never would have thought myself to be that kind of person. The kind of person who would even be able to do that, because I'm honestly a bit of a spastic. But it's a waste of a bomb if I don't go. Yeah, whatever. It hasn't been too terrible having to sit at a desk and work, because as long as I'm actually doing something, it's not terrible. That's what it was. So somehow in my mind, I mix up Mel Brooks and Mel Gibson. Now when I say the names, that makes sense. But if you know anything about Mel Brooks and you know anything about Mel Gibson, they're very distinct. And it is odd of me to mix them up. So I think that might be it, is that I hear both of them, and I hear both of their names, and I hear like, oh, this so-and-so movie, this movie by such and such person, and I think, wow, that seems a bit too serious for Mel Gibson, because I'm thinking of Mel Brooks. But I don't even know if I've seen anything by Mel Brooks. I'm not sure why I think that, or why the thought is in my head in the first place. This is why I don't go Ashpit. Well, hey, that does make two of us. I think he was in old comedy movies. The way I think about him is kind of like a Gene Wilder character person. That kind of person who's just, God, Was he? He might have been in Young Frankenstein, but that also might have actually just been Gene Wilder. Am I an idiot? I mean, honestly, I haven't seen all that many Mel Gibson movies either, though. I've seen most of Braveheart. I was like watching it relatively late at night, and I don't think I finished it. I don't remember though. And then, but I mean, Braveheart's pretty dang good. It's also, God, is it even fiction? It's historical, and I'm not the largest fan of historical. I don't dig historical because it can be pretty dang interesting. But I don't know. In like pure history, at the point where you're basically just trying to make a documentary that's somewhat interesting, you lost me. That was fun to try and dodge, yeah. But I mean, it's not ain't the worst thing in the world. Be gone. And the relic, very nice. And of course I'm going to blow up this statue of an angel. Let's see which one I get. It's Michael! I think. That or this is I think it's between Uriel and Gabriel. Okay, this is likely Uriel. I want to say. Yeah, because if it were Michael, I would already be dead. That honestly would be an interesting boss fight in this game. Michael. He would just slash you and you would actually instantly die. And then... there's not even really an and then there. It's just... he kills you and then you die. He kills you dead! That's just the end of that. Break the rocks, thank you. But yeah, I have mostly just been watching Star Wars The Clone Wars. I did find out that apparently they remade Kids in the Hall on Amazon. That's nice. I didn't watch the original Kids in the Hall, but I've heard things, and that's all you really have to... that's all that really has to happen in terms of like interest in Kids in the Hall, because they seem a wacky bunch. All it takes. And I mean, Comedy Quintet. Who else has that moniker? Actually, God, I used to watch like The Whitest Kids You Know. I used to watch a lot of Kids You Know videos on like. They had a whole... I wouldn't know the station. The channel that they would have been on, but they were on something. It's probably a number of illicit drugs is what they were on, actually, but other than that... Okay, good. I was concerned for a second that I didn't... You know what would have been really good? If I picked up the deck of cards first, and then used it, and then sucked it up with the void. I gotta remember that order is important in this game. Very much so. It's like my one problem in this game is that I get antsy about like a single decision and then completely pass backwards. I gotta stop doing that because I keep completely pass backwards. But no. But anyways, I have a fun big bomb, and now I can put fun secret rooms and blow up fun keeper statues. I guess they're just Very nice. We do like Steam Sale. We like Steam Sale. Would Notched Axe... Is Notched Axe a good buy? I don't have... Actually, I do. If I go into the challenge room, I can refill Or, not even refill. Honestly, there's probably a way to do it in the casino. Not the casino. If I go into the boss challenge room, I can fill the charge bar. And I think, honestly, there might even be an end. You know what? Yeah, if I get a full charge here, I might get Notched Axe. Okay, well that's a bit... that's very subtle. I guess I'm getting Notched Axe. Dude, I've got a netherite axe. And Ace of Diamonds. This game is good to me today. This game is being very good to me today. It's kind of intriguing. It's concerning, almost. Yeah, I've gotta wait. Gotta wait for a bit for Joseph to get back, because otherwise the gameplay will go down, and my abilities will also go down. But I gotta do this quick! It's already 3:46. How have I been doing this for 40 minutes already? I've gotten too used to sitting here and doing jack nothing for full hours at a time. I've been... what else have I been doing? I think I've already talked about how I've been playing the Skywalker Saga, well, our podcasts. But what else would I be doing? Do I play 3D games? That's a good question. Yes, I can. It is within me. To like, I could. It's just one of those things that I haven't done yet. I don't think I've ever actually played a 3D game on the channel, unless like Minecraft counts. It's a yes and no, really. Where no, I mean, it fits the category. That would be my cop-out answer. Like, yes, I've played 3D games. I have Minecraft. I was a Minecraft YouTuber starting out back in 2015. I think it's like technically late 2014 when I actually made the channel, and then I didn't have even like spotty uploading until 2015. Which is still funny, because I didn't have regular uploads until very recently. And even then, Minecraft is great, but I have no idea how people survive just like making only Minecraft YouTube videos. I guess that's like a dead genre at this point, but even back then, it's impressive to me. Oh boy. Clutches. Oh boy. Oh jeez. I've gotta say, that sucks just from hearing it, though that's not anything I have any personal experience in having happen, because I don't play... My wither fighting experience is purely creative. Oh jeez, I'm so glad that the please die. Okay, I've really got to attack from this area. Not fun, not fun, not fun, not fun. Everybody hates Clutch. Okay, I no longer hate Clutch. Clutch isn't actually all that bad. Yo, frick Clutch. I repeat, all my fellas, frick Clutch. The world! Zawarudo. You know, I might have to obligatory showing of my computer background. There was a period of time when I God, let's see. Display capture. Does that? It does override everything. So this is my computer background. It's beautiful. It's a Dio and Zawarudo. Yep. I made it myself. For all that. For what it's worth, I made it myself. God, I have like I have like 5 of these. Yeah, I've never really fought the Wither. I don't think I've ever even made it to the end before. What irks me about Minecraft is that I have no idea how to like actually effectively find a stronghold. And I looked up how the generation works and such, and it's like, okay, you have to be at least 2,000 blocks away from spawn. Something I'm like, well, that sucks. Then again, at the same time, I probably like walked 20 million blocks away from spawn just naturally, so who knows. I have to just actually sit down and beat the game at some point. But, I mean, even then, it's a lot of... not even really a lot of... like, Minecraft isn't a grinding game. If you want to do something interesting and cool, it's kind of a grinding game. So do my... oh! Hey, what's up, guys? I just got back from my 5-hour mining session, and I got diamonds. I got a diamond, guys. You know, it's kind of disheartening. I'm reading Hunter x Hunter right now, and I'm intrigued by my pace because God, this is something I've done to myself because I decided to at some point a couple years ago to get caught up on One Piece. Now I've been caught up on One Piece, so I guess that stoked my love for massive genres because I'm now reading not only Hunter x Hunter but Tower of God, which if you don't know Tower of God because it's not like any kind of shonen manga. Tower of God has been going for a couple of years. That's all I can say. I don't actually know how long off the top of my head. A long dang time, let's just say. And well, yeah, I get that. There are a couple chapters in the manga where I'm like, what happened to their art department? Oh yeah! Sorry, headphone warning. I forgot the music in this part. I have a mod, right? That, you'll see. You'll see. I'm not gonna speak anymore for this part. You'll see is all I can say. It's over in the top right. But I don't know. They're like, for whatever reason, Hunter x Hunter just got spotty in terms of the art quality. I still enjoy the story though, so I think I'll keep going. And I'm far enough in. I never really feel. I think it's a complexity thing. I never go from reading the manga to watching the anime. I might at some point, but I've just never done that. So sometimes I'll watch the anime and then I'll be like, yeah, that was pretty good. It's manga. But I've never done the inverse, where I'm like, dang, this month. Well, I might though. If there's a story that's really good, but they just can't pin the action down in panels, maybe. But at the same time, I feel exactly that way about like My Hero Academia, and I'm reading the story just because it's pretty good and I'm invested. But I don't want to watch the anime because of just the way that shonen anime goes. Like, oh, right now in Hunter x Hunter, I am, let's see. It's a question of not which arc, but which sub-arc of which arc. I'm at Chimera Ants, and I'm right at, about to storm the palace, which isn't a spoiler, I hope, because it's kind of a matter of course, really. But yeah, that's about where I'm at. I think the exact chapter would be like... They started naming the chapters numbers, just for the fun of it, I guess. And I'm at... I think it's called like 1 part 2 or 3. Just because it was a countdown. They did a... But honestly, I didn't notice it was a countdown until it was at 6 or 7. No, that's what it was. It was at 7. It was 7 part 2. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? It's just called 7? But then it was 7 part 2 and then 6 part 1. And I was like, well, that was funny. 7 only had 2 parts. And then 6 has like 20 parts. I'm hoping the fight's gonna be good. I've actually I had somewhat spoiled to me, not really, but I saw a thing that was comparing the manga and anime versions between like the confrontation with Pito, and I'm a bit hyped for all that because for one I'm just at the part with the Gungi girl, which is interesting. I should have done the boss room. Oh boy! Hey, look, it's Greed. Everybody's favorite sub-boss, Greed. Everybody's favorite Korean game character, Greed. Everybody's national rankings Pogma's successor, Greed. That makes no sense to anyone. Anyways. But hey, I can sneak my way into the boss challenge room. Isn't that nice? And I'm also getting coins. Okay, that's enough of that. Alright, never mind. I didn't have to sneak my way in. But yeah, I'm reading a 340 chapter manga, 250 chapters in, and like 570 chapter manga that I'm in, like, God, a bit over 100 chapters into, I want to say. So it's a real fun time, is all I can say. It's really fun. But I've gotten into a bit of rhythm to it, where I'll finish an arc in one, and then... Okay, that was the worst way of doing it, apparently. I can bomb the rocks. Give me my dime. Yeah, true Jedi! That doesn't actually do anything, it's completely visual, but it's still funny, hey? Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ow. Die, please. I hate the bonies. Every time I say bone, I'm reminded of a very slightly cringe portion of my life, right? I was, so Vsauce used to have a portion of their channel called Dong, right? And now it's called Ding, with an exclamation point for an I, just because branding. But, God, one of the things they had was like fun games online, and one of the ones, and I never understood the joke until way later. I was a child. One of the games was a Meaty Boner, and you play as a skeleton attempting to gain muscle mass by beating the crap out of a couple things, right? Yeah, I love that. I love contact damage from my own familiars. Great, 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 great. Die already! Be gone, wench! It's very hard to dodge the knife. Oh, jeez. This is like Twisted Pair on steroids. I'll keep in mind. I'll keep all that in mind. I'm not sure if I'm going to remember any of it, but I'd sure dang hope that the manga or the story in general keeps getting good, because even now, like there's like the few and far between moments when they just have like an enemy talk to Gon, and then the enemy will say something, and Gon will be like, "Oh, that's nice. I guess I can go all out then." And they'll do the whole zoom in on Gon's eyes and they're just pitch black. Everybody goes, well crap, he's a monster. And that's always fun. That's always fun in a show. But freaking Reed Island, really great arc. Well, of course, I say that and now someone's gonna be like, actually Green Island was the worst arc. I don't know. Honestly, I'd say Green Island was pretty good. I'd say it was one of the better ones so far. I can't think too hard of any that were actually better than it though, just in terms of what all I've actually seen so far, I guess. Because like everything else has really been just Hunter examination, and then the whole like retrieve Kurapika arc. And no, actually, there was the one right after the Greed Island, or right before Greed Island, which was pretty dang good. Though it is, I can see, yeah, I can see why. I liked Reed Island, I guess, more as like a training arc than a fighting arc, because the dodgeball was cool and I liked the thematics of it, because, but I'd say it kind of works more as a training arc because that's their whole like the real start of Jajanken, you know, stuff like that. But even that is you know, it's like what do you really have to look at? There's the Devil of the Bomb we fights, and that I actually really liked that scene just because it's they abused the game mechanics, that kind of stuff. I just found it's funny. But yeah, it was good. It really was just kind of a, oh, you're a guy that knows my dad, so I can't really kill you or something like that. I guess that wasn't really it. Eternal D6? Excuse me? Are you gonna... Let's just take the Eternal D6 anyways, because why not? I like Eternal D6. I'm going to take Eternal D6. You can't stop me. Now that I have Cricket's head, everything can be mine! Oh boy. I can kind of imagine how... Honestly, a lot of the Nen stuff is interesting, and I honestly do like the way that they've set up Nen, because there's kind of a... I'm trying to think about it. I do like when they explicitly say that the power is derived somewhat from the way the person's personality is, because this is a little bit my problem with things like My Hero Academia, where they don't have something like that, but they do end up having like you have your quirk or whatever, and then characters will kind of have something relating to the quirk just because that makes, you know, you have this ability your entire life, you grew up with it, it shapes who you are, but it's not like personality based. And I mean, I just kind of I like that in terms of the way the scaling goes, because you can't just have someone that has some wacky ability just because. And I mean, that's also kind of the deal with the way Nen works with like the whole pact thing you can do. It's, I don't know, like high risk, high reward kind of stuff. I enjoy that, because then it's not just here's this overpowered character we'll have for an arc just for the sake of it. Because that's something I wouldn't say that it happens a lot, but you can argue that it happens in things like JoJo's. And I mean, I understand why that's, I hope not like upsetting, but it's kind of like, well, oh no, we're in some kind of trouble. If only we had someone with this kind of ability. It's like, okay, well, good thing we have someone with this kind of ability now. I did really like, they kind of did that, but, in, God, Diamond is Unbreakable, they did that a little bit, but not so much that it's just kind of terrible to watch. What else? But that was also more when they got into the latter portion of the part where they're doing actually important things. The way that Diamond is Unbreakable is like laid out, I actually just really like. And I mean, you kind of don't get that as much with some of the other parts. Like Stardust Crusaders is really good, but Diamond is Unbreakable had more of a, oh yeah, the web art. That fills my soul hearts? I didn't know that. Interesting. This is a mod item. But I just kind of the idea of Diamond is Unbreakable as I don't know, I guess you could call it juvenile, where they don't have some specific goal in mind. They're just being alive. Hey, Spenny, my fella. Yeah, I'd love to hear that from you, Mr. What are you, 500 now, huh? Going on podcasts, leaving me behind. Sheesh. But yeah, God, what was I even talking about? This is why actually. The difference is that this man in my chat can probably keep a train of thought and I can't. Ah, crap! I did not see that. I don't know where I am. There's hey, look, an angel worm. Oh boy, I have a lot of choices to make very quickly. Actually, hold up. How quickly? Okay, never mind. I have like 3 minutes. Hold on. Never mind. That's empty. We're doing. Montezuma's Revenge is nice and all. It's actually probably the best thing here. Spectral Tears, I have to take. You know what? It might have actually been a better idea for me to just void everything. Wouldn't have actually voided everything. It would be voided. I wouldn't have had to deal with take. But hey. This has got to be the most concurrent viewers I've been ever. I used to stream on Twitch actually, and it was kind of semi-regular, but I just kind of I stopped having the schedule for it. Because even now my upload schedule, I keep it regular, but only with how I can schedule uploads. If I wasn't able to schedule uploads with YouTube, I would probably not even have a channel anymore, just because I can't. Not even a matter of can't, just like I don't keep up with it as much as I maybe should for something that I've chosen to do myself and something like that. Because it's, I don't know, it's important to me, but not so much that I would like plan for it, I guess. I mean, I still have to like sit down and record and edit and upload, and takes as long as it does, but it never takes too terribly long. And I mean, some days I just don't have time at the time of day that I would like to stream. Because this is a good old. I like to do the whole like 3 p.m. stuff. I don't know why specifically 3 p.m. Actually, I don't know why. So, God, the reasoning for 3 p.m. is like tradition mixed with the fact that I was in high school. My high school, we would get out a bit before 3. And my whole reason behind it was that, like, well, if anybody that goes to my high school is watching, they'd have to have enough time to get out of school and then come home or whatever. And, like, that's the stupidest reasoning imaginable, because nobody watches my YouTube videos. But, I don't know. At this point, it's nice and comfortable for me to do stuff at 3 p.m. And I mean, who does anything at 3 p.m.? I feel like it's too early to be evening, but too late to be something that you're still at a morning thing. But yeah, I try and stay about a week out, but that doesn't always happen either. I don't know. It's kind of a back and forth with me where I honestly, there are a lot of series that would really benefit from me just like mass pre-recording, but I don't want. I really burn out with commentary pretty dang quick. And I mean, there have been even days where I've just tried to record like 2 or 3 episodes for like a couple different series, and I run out of things to say very quick. Like, commentary has never been my strong point here. I've been edging in. I've been making it through by talking about, you know, private life matters. Apparently that's interesting to hear, but eventually I'm gonna run out of drama happening in my life, right? Right? I hope so. I guess that's a fun way to just have a neutral outlook, is that like the less things happen, the better it goes, but then I have less things to talk about, so the worse it is. No, yeah, that's a whole other thing in terms of like stream interruptions. That's probably one of the main reasons I don't stream, is that I don't keep enough tabs on anyone that I would be around. Though I guess that could change. That might change. Another thing, I already upload videos regularly, and I don't know what other time slot I would put. Like 4? An hour later, yeah, the same day, an hour later. But it's like, God, it's kind of the same deal where I maybe run out of things to say. I would be streaming on Twitch, though. I guess going back to if I were to call it a question, it would be Twitch. Yeah. Again, I thankfully have few enough things going on, or at the very least, few enough things going on that I can actually talk about. That I unfortunately have nothing to talk about. It's I guess a whole net zero thing. And here we are at the last boss rush wave. This has been going great, but I know that I'm probably going to die later anyways. Honestly, I might just keep this going as long as it does, because I might, because I have finally is Quince good? Quince isn't really all that good. Oh, that's actually hilarious. Okay, there's I took up the Eternal D6 into Void, but it rerolls items, pedestal items, that I then void. So it re-rolls it, and then voids it, so I don't get to take either of them. Alright, that was a really great play on my part. But, God, I might stream more, but I would, honestly, it could be either. I could stream to both. I don't really care all that much about, like, where I would be doing it. But it's, I finally have my own room, right? It's not like I've never had my own room, but I had to live in a dorm room the first year of college, and so I of course had a roommate. That's cool and all, except for the fact that I of course have a roommate, and then in terms of like intermittent schedules and things like that, I could never tack down when exactly they would be where. So there are plenty of times. There's got to be like 7 Celeste episodes that I've put out where there are like jump cuts right in the middle because my roommate walks in. Oh God, there was an episode I had to redo like 3 times because I mean, it was long. It was long as all hell. But I redid it like 3 times because I would record for like 30-45 minutes because this was a really difficult level and I was having a really fun time playing it. And then my roommate would come in. Be like, oh, you just had the greatest timing, yeah. But having my own room would be great for that. Just I really might. This isn't something I do really for profit though, so it does kind of get to be in terms of how much time am I willing to put into it. But I mean, it isn't as if I put more or less time into it and it becomes profitable suddenly because I'm still making the same 0. The profit is in something other than monetary gains, I guess, or else I wouldn't be doing this. But I mean, I might, but I would also have to offer things to stream. Or I could just do like less than 5 days a week, maybe. Or hell, even just doing like a Saturday thing like today. I'm sure that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But even that, I probably could have done that the entire past year. I hadn't put much thought into it. I guess that would be better over, like, all around in terms of the algorithm, you know. If I'm uploading 6 days a week instead of 5, then I'll be favored. I don't actually know how any of that works though. Yeah. I mean, streaming in general kind of scares me, just because of the whole people walking in thing. But I guess that's not the worst thing for, you know, family members to walk in on you doing, so, you know, maybe I just shouldn't worry about it. I mean, I can only say I would really appreciate that. I'm not sure how much longer this is going to be going, though. I gotta say, I've never been raided before. I'm gonna get raided by Spencer. Man. Start, you know, airing Spencer's dirty laundry from all of those things that I know about him, yeah. I definitely know anything about Spencer. I gotta start, like, bad-mouthing Canadians, and then everybody will turn to my side or something. Don't badmouth Canadian. Oh, watch. Joseph's also Canadian. Watch that. What if that were the case? Wouldn't that be hilarious? No, I wouldn't badmouth Canadians. There's no benefit. Canadians are nice people. God, you know, some of my friends are Canadians. I don't dislike Canadians. I have Canadian friends. I'm glad that was a secret room. It's a super secret room, actually. Very nice. But, yeah, God. I really have trouble kind of thinking about what exactly is and isn't, overly incriminating. Or not incriminating so much as, like, identifiable. But I feel like I probably step in that more often than I think anyways. Like, hell, if you ever saw me in pub, there was a whole period of time, I think, still involving. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I gotta remember that the chat is delayed by like 2.5 minutes. Oh boy, I love that. Oh boy, I love this one too. This is good practice for the mother fight. I'm gonna have to deal with this later. But I think no, actually, I'm not part Irish. What was I talking? There was an entire period of time where like half the shirts I owned were very local, and I think this was also the same kind of period of time I would be streaming for, and I would just like be like, okay, time to stream, and then I look down and I'm like, oh, this is identifiable, I guess I'll change. And I open my drawer and I'm like, well, maybe I'll just turn it inside out then. But I don't know. I'm not overly worried about that type of thing anyways. I don't know. There are things that I'm proud about in terms of like representing stuff. Like I was yoink? Skadoink? Okay, never mind. Didn't really spawn any bonies, but that's alright, I guess. I was on my high school robotics team, because I'm a complete and utter nerd, and I have like 20 million shirts and stickers and crap for that, to the point where I'm like, my family jokes that I peaked in high school. I'm like, haha, very funny, but also true. But yeah, that's the whole deal there. I've been I don't know. I wouldn't be one to, hey, mother's perfume, fire rate up. Let's, yes, damage up. Damage and tears up. This has been a wonderful time. And I got justice. Hold up. I do like justice. We do love justice. This is it, fellas. I'm gonna beat the heck out of my mom, once and for all. I have a friend. This is gonna make no sense until... okay. Yeah, so, anyways. So many transitional phrases. If I could just, like, sit down and actually say what I was going to say anyways, then it would make a whole heck of a lot more sense than me having to explain why I was explaining something that I didn't explain. How about that? Jesus Christ. Oh boy, everybody's favorite section of this boss, yeah? But, I'm surprised I haven't been hit yet, is the real surprise here. I have a friend that will occasionally send me memes that are of the highest quality, right? And he sent me one the other day, and it's always without context too. These are like real, like, Discord memes that he just sends me over text without explaining anything, which he doesn't need to. Some, not all, if not most of them. Because this one, it was just, it's like a clip from the old Inspector Gadget cartoons that I never watched, but I maybe would have if I had known about this clip beforehand. But it's just Inspector Gadget and some woman, and he just like slats pop out of his feet, and he spins around, and she trips or whatever, and he bonks her on the head with a wooden hammer, and it's just captioned "Go Go Gadget Domestic Violence." Like what happened in the show? I'm very confused. These are maybe the kinds of things I shouldn't talk about. I don't know. I've talked plenty about things I say I shouldn't talk about on the channel, though. What do I care at this point? I make plenty mistakes in terms of commentary. I have nothing else to talk about, and I'm at the end now. So what do I care? I'm gonna do it, guys. I killed my mom. Yay! Some god-awful undead version of her. Dear God. Nice. I've been spending a couple like weeks trying to get the Apolyon marks, and now I have. And now all I have left is Jacob and Esau. And then I have the tainted characters. And then I have like two I might have two challenges. It's one or two. Amogus? To you? Amogus? Very funny. I am funny Amogus meme.
how you view me?
Yes.
You think I'm a monster, Isaac? I'll show you a monster!
Yeah, that's the greatest way. Yeah.
You are just
I'm going to prove you right. That'll show you.
brother.
Greatest
Can't even look at
methods.
You. How could you? You are just like him.
Broken family moments. Can I get some F's in the chat for broken families? Anyways. Well, I have achieved what I sought out to do. Which I guess should have been something along the lines of, thanking my 101 subscribers for subscribing. Ha! Suckers! Anyway, but, thanks, fellas. I've appreciated the time. It only took me 7.5 years. Now I'm here. We did it. But, yeah. I'm glad you're here, fellas. Truly. Thanks for watching. I gotta make myself a new, like, channel trailer. Something maybe more interesting. I tried something not too long ago where I like walked in with a suit and then slowly took off the suit, but then I decided against it for reasons that are obvious now that I've explained what I did. So, yeah. That'll be all for today, though. See you back again on Monday for an episode of Ori and the Blind Forest. It'd maybe be nice if I kept better tabs on what I was doing. Maybe, but whatever. Anyways, I'm getting rid of every portion of the stream, every single thing. That's right. There goes, boom. There goes that, and there goes that. That's right. Yeah. Oh, you liked seeing chat? Oh, no longer. You can no longer see chat. And there goes the colorful aspects. Now it's just a black screen. This is what I'm doing with my time and yours. Yep. Thanks, guys. I've appreciated the ride. I'm hoping 7 more years. Yeah. I'll play Isaac again at 250. Yeah. Goodbye.